Hello friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're very welcome. My name is Safon, and today I'm going to show you guys on how I made this beautiful elastic band short pant. First, we're going to start by folding your fabric into two, the right side facing each other. Like as you can see me, I've already folded my fabric, okay, and I pin in it. That's the right side facing each other. I pin it so that it will be much easier when I'm working on. And the next thing we're going to do, you're simply going to draw a straight line. Oh, my pen is finished. Draw a straight line, and from there we're going to start. That straight line is going to serve as our guideline. That's a fabric pen, okay? By the time I press it on, the pen is going to disappear. And now you need to put in your crush measurement. You sit down on a hard shell like the image you see. Take from your waist to where you're seated. Mine is 8.5. Connect with the straight line. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be putting in our hip measurement. Since this trouser is going to be having elastic, you need to use your hip measurement, not your waist measurement, because if you use your hip measurement, your waist measurement, your hip won't be able to pass through. So please use your hip measurement, not the waist measurement, okay? So mine is 36 divided by 4 is 9. And I'll be adding 1 inch for allowance, for the sewing allowance. I do the same thing here at my crush line. Connect these two together. And the next measurement we're going to be putting in here is our thigh measurement. You're going to take round your thigh and divide by 2. So mine is 22 divided by 2 is 11. I'm just over checking it if it is 11 before I go ahead and start connecting. And now you need to put your trouser length. So mine will be 13. If you want it to be much shorter, you go ahead and reduce it. If you want it to be much longer, you just go ahead and increase it. Connect this line. Next thing we need to do is we need to go in by half an inch. Here you could go in by 1 inch, or you could go in by half inch. Go slant it down by half inch. Normally it's 1 inch, okay? You need to go in by 1 inch and slant it down by 1 inch. But since I'm going to be needing allowance to join it, I just mark about half inch, okay? That will save me time. Connect those 2 points together. And you connect where we slant it down to our waist as well. If you're going to curve this, you could just use your French curve or your armhole curve. Normally, sometimes I use my armhole curve here. It's good as well. And now we're going to come to this. Here was, remember, it was 11 if I'm not mistaken. It was 11. That's my crush, and I'm going to minus 1 inch from whatever I had. And put a mark there, and we're going to connect this point from here to the downer part. Once we are done connecting it, now we need to add the hemming allowance. So since I'm going to be needing 1 inch to fold in and 1 inch in, I'm going to add 2 inch. Okay, that's 1 inch in and 1 inch in. Altogether it's going to have 2 inch. I'm going to be adding 2 inch. Yeah, I'm going to connect that line and cut it. This shirt is so beautiful. I really love it. And very easy making. Sorry guys if I'm blocking you. Separate that as well. So I'm just going to place this on the fabric, making sure everything's straight, and while leaving 1 inch here at this folded edges, I'm leaving 1 inch. It's still the same thing that we did with the front side of the trouser, except the crotch that is going to be 12 instead of 11. Because why? Because of our bump buttons. And if you want it to be free on you, you go ahead and add as much allowance as you want, okay? I'm putting in my hip measurement as we did at the front, but for the crotch it's going to be different. Remember I said it's going to be, you're going to add 1 inch because it's actually because of your bone. You add 1 inch, so I'm going to have altogether 11 inch. Taking in my place it and you mark it. And here you're going to minus 1 inch. You're going to left with 1 inch from whatever you have at your crotch while measurement. Going to go out by 1 inch. Remember, you don't need to make this too deep because if not, it's going to look funny, very funny behind, which is not good. And use a French curve, a armhole curve. Normally, sometimes I use my armhole curve and it works perfectly. Remember, the front will just go in by 1/2 inch and slant it down by 1/2 inch, but for the back we are not going to slant it down. Instead of you slanting it down, you're going to go up by 1/2 inch. Then for us to cut, separate it when you're done cutting. Now we're going to cut our elastic band. Here you're going to cut your elastic band as the same measurement of round your hip measurement. But when you're cutting your elastic, you're going to cut your elastic at your waist measurement. So my hip measurement is 37. I cut my band, that's the band of my trouser at 37, and my waist is 28. I cut my elastic at 28. Okay, just join everything together and we're going to pin it, and we're going to stitch it. So don't make that mistake. Remember I said you cut your band at 37, you cut your elastic at your waist measurement. Once we're done stitching, we are going to open it. So you can see it's very beautiful. Join this the two sides in together, pin, and we're going to stitch as well. If you're a beginner, you put as much pins as you can. Okay, just that I've been sewing for a while, so now it's stitch. So I stitched it and I went ahead and overlocked that. I'm going to join the two crochet together and stitch. Once I'm done stitching, and as well I'll take it to overlock and overlock that. I'm done overlocking it. Just cut in my thread, and now you're simply going to take your band, stitch, join it together, and you stitch like this. I measure the center of the band, place it with the center of your trouser and the two sides, and put a pin. I already did that. Put a pin and you pin with the trouser together, and we're going to take it and stitch it like what you see me doing here. I have another tutorial on how to make a trouser. Very easy, much easier. A different way on how to make a short band as well with elastic band. And when you're stitching, you make sure all the fabric are actually together. And when you're getting to the end, you make sure you leave about 2 inches open, where you'll be able to put your elastic and that waistband. Just remove my pins. Take your elastic, put a safety pin, with a safety pin, put it inside, or whatever you have to put your elastic in the band. You use it. Just gonna put it till you get to where you all started. So now we are at that end. You're going to just pin the waist, that's the elastic, like this together, and we're going to stitch it with a zigzag stitch. US back stitch when you start and back stitch when you get to the end. So now the next thing you need to do is you need to close in the hole we left open, and I'm going to at least overlock it as well. So you can see this is very beautiful, nice. You could just go ahead and top stitch here at the, but I'm going to leave it like that because it look more professional. Now we're going to hem our trouser. Remember, we left 2 inch for the hemming. Simply measure my 1 inch and 1 inch inward. Put some pins. Do the same thing here, 1 inch and 1 inch. If you're a beginner, you should put as much pins as you can, okay? So now that we are done pinning, we're going to just stitch it. Once we're done hemming the downer part, we are done with the trouser. I'll do the same thing with the other side. And here is the trouser. Later I will take it to the and press it. I hope that you guys love it. Please, if you do not forget to give me a thumbs up, like and comment and share. Bye.